long story short, would you be okay with this? / have you ever done it before?
Show me your teethers. Dad's tickling them.
Hello, people. It took me literally an hour to get Wentworth to lay down off of me and take his nap. So by the time I got dressed and ready, he's probably going to wake up in like 5 minutes. This is my life right now. Welcome to his 9-month update. I was deciding on whether or not to make these updates continually. I think the last one I did, I don't know if he was 4 months. I think he was 4 months, maybe 2 months. I honestly don't remember. Maybe I did a 6-month one. I went from 2 to, I don't know. What I'm trying to say is it's been a while and I haven't done them consistently because, I don't know, he's just a baby. He's not doing anything crazy. But I wanted to get your guys' opinion on his doctor. We have a new doctor. It's a long, crazy story, but I'm going to talk to you about it after I update you on his, what are they called? Milestones. So, Wentworth is 9 months old. He's actually been 9 months old since September 10th, and he'll turn 10 months old on October 10th. Oh my gosh, it's almost October. Oh my God, it's crazy, guys. Halloween's around the corner. It's almost fall. I'm not here in Florida. Fall doesn't even happen. But what's he doing? Okay, I will say he's my third baby. If you are new, hey, what's up? He's my third baby, and he's my first boy. My 2 girls have been walking by the time they have been 9 months old. My second daughter started walking at 8 months, walking, guys, across the room, not just 1 or 2 steps, walking across the room. So Wentworth, he started crawling later than all of my other kids. But he still started crawling when he was 6 months old. He is standing up on his own. He'll stand up on his own for I don't know, 3 seconds and then fall on his knees. Not fall, he does it gently, but he's not walking yet, which I'm okay with. I don't care. Keep him immobile as long as possible. I feel like I can kind of keep him contained, even though I can't really keep him contained because he just crawls everywhere and he's up on everything and he's crazy. But where I was going with that was I feel like boys, and people told me this a lot, that boys are generally slower in the milestones. But I mean, not by much. If you take into consideration a month in comparison to a lifetime, is not that much, right? He is saying mama, dada.
You say dada?
Say dada. Hey, Wentworth, say dada. Wentworth, say dada.
He said ball a few times, but not too many. What else? Oh, and that's another thing. I'm looking at a picture of all 3 of my kids. By the time my other 2 daughters were his age, they were saying what's that? To the point, pointing at things, being what's that? I mean, obviously not that clear. Maybe what's that? But to the point where you can understand what they're trying to communicate with you. And Wentworth, no way. I think he says night-night. When he wants to go night-night, it's more a whiny, night-night kind of thing, you know what I mean? But, other than that, he doesn't say too much. Yeah, he's a very happy, smiley boy, which brings me to my next point. He's been sick for a month. I feel like he got really sick. I feel like we went to a birthday party and he was crawling on the floor of someplace, and I was very persistent about washing his hands so he didn't put his hands in his mouth and get sick and get those dirty germs. And then we went to someone's house, and again he was crawling around, and I wasn't as persistent as washing his hands, and I think he got just really bad germs there. And needless to say, he was sick, and that was 3 weeks ago. And so he was really sick for a week, and then I got sick. I got what he had, and so he's been congested and runny nose and just, the whole works, very clingy. And on top of that, he has teeth. He has 2 on the bottom, and then 1 you can clearly see on top, and I'll try to get footage of this and put it in. And then I think he's getting 4 on top. I think so. At least at least the third one on top, and then the bottom ones, I feel like they're rough. So of course he's teething, so he's been very clingy, going through all the teething stages, and just like very like, mama hold me 24/7. And then when he's been sick, of course he just wants comfort. So I literally feel like I'm holding him all the time, which I don't mind because I feel like they're only little for such a short amount of time, and I just want to soak in everything that I can. Already my husband's like, all right, you want to try for another baby? And I'm like, we have a baby, dude. Like, no, I don't want to try for another one. I'm literally holding a baby right now. I get what he means. Like, he wants a big family, obviously. My body doesn't work like that. Like, I know some of my friends who have babies Wentworth's age, they're already pregnant. I can think of like 2 of them right now. And then I feel like, I don't know, is it that season of time where like everyone's pregnant or everyone just had a baby? I look through my social media and it's like baby, pregnancy. I'm like, oh my gosh, everyone's having a baby and getting pregnant. It's crazy. So obviously it's on my husband's mind, and I'm like, slow down, okay? Put the brakes on. Let me heal first. I'm only like 9 months postpartum, you know? Statistically, 9 months postpartum is like the best time to get pregnant. For mom and baby, it's it's the healthiest time if you want like a healthy baby, healthy pregnancy and all that stuff. So if you're wondering, I don't know why I let you in on that. Anyway, where I was getting to before, he was sick. So I scheduled an appointment at his doctor, which is like, such a long story, and I'll try to condense it for you because you guys know how I like to make short stories long. So there was a problem with his insurance. So we were going, all 3 of my kids were going to the same pediatrician until Wentworth is 4 months old. And then I made his 6-month appointment with their same pediatrician, but a day before his 6-month update, which he was almost 7 months old because they were so booked. They were like, oh, next time we can get him in is when this day. So he was almost 7 months old. And so I had to cancel that appointment because they were like, oh, he's not, did I tell you guys this? I feel like my thoughts are going like this and my mouth can't catch up to it. Okay, so I had to cancel his 6-month-old appointment, 6-month-old baby wellness checkup when he was almost 7 months old. I had to call the insurance. There was something going on with the insurance, which we all have the same insurance. It's just confusing. I won't get into that. But so I had to schedule an appointment with a new pediatrician. So I was like, okay, whatever, just pick one. I don't care. Like, I don't have time to research it and find one. Like, he's overdue on his vaccinations. I need to get him in and get seen. So they just picked one for me, and I Googled the reviews just to make sure it wasn't like some hole in the wall crap. And the reviews were like, oh, great, wonderful place. So I was like, okay, whatever, that's good enough. I'm not going to like research all the pediatricians in my area. So we went to this place. First time I go, had to wait 45 minutes before I saw the doctor. And I was like, you know what? I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they're having a busy day. And then we went to get his shots, but she only gave him like half of the amount of shots that he was due for. I don't really know why, but I was kind of okay with it. I'm okay with delayed scheduling and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, next time we come in, we'll do the shots. So I scheduled an appointment for the following month to go in and get his shots. Well, he was sick about a week before his next round of shots. You know what I mean? Before his next appointment. So I called and I said, hey, he's sick. Can I, and I explained my symptoms over the phone. I was like, hey, these are his symptoms. Do I need to bring him in? Or do you think it's just a cold and he'll get over it? And without even like consulting the doctor, she just said, you know what, make an appointment. And at that point I was like, I had a sick kid. I was like, okay, maybe she knows what she's talking about. So I made the appointment, went up there. The doctor literally, again, I had to wait 45 minutes to see her, and they weren't that busy. And I was like, is this just how they do things around here? Because I'm not okay with waiting in the waiting room for 45 minutes. Oh, and beyond that, the first time the doctor, this is kind of like dramatic, and I don't want to be like, oh, drama, I can't believe this happened, but this is what happened. And I want to get your opinions on it and see if like this kind of stuff happens. And maybe it's just normal. I don't know. Maybe I've been spoiled with the pediatrician that I've had with all of my other kids. Rewinding way back, the very first visit, I didn't have to fill out a bunch of forms on his like milestones in development. I obviously filled out like insurance forms and my address and all that stuff, but I didn't fill out like, oh, this is what he eats and this is how many ounces he gets, or is he bottle fed, is he breastfed, is he, you know what I mean? None of those questions. And the first thing the doctor said to me when she walked into the room was she asked my daughter to like get off her chair. And I was like, nice to meet you. Like, you know what I mean? And not that she's rude, like she was a fine doctor. I was just like, this is my first time meeting her, and she's not even like, oh, hey, how are you? And she didn't ask me any questions about, like, what he ate or, like, is he crawling? Is he like, nothing. And I was like, okay. Literally, he saw her, this is the first appointment, not when he's sick yet. He saw him, the doctor saw Wentworth just for like checked his vitals and was like, okay, and gave him shots, and then we were on our way an hour and a half later. Okay, fast forward to his second appointment where he's sick. I bring him in. The doctor literally, again, we wait 45 minutes. I think I told you that. Literally, the doctor checked his vitals and said, okay, he's sick. And I was like, I know that. What should we do about it? You know what I mean? Like, do you recommend anything? I don't know. And I told her what I was doing. I told her I gave him Tylenol for 3 days, and then we cut that down. His fever came back to low enough grade where I felt like he didn't need it. His body would just, heal on its own. So we left with no recommendations, nothing other than like, oh, just wait it out, he'll be better. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with like natural healing and all that stuff, but like, why did I come to you? You could have just told me that over the phone, because I told you all his symptoms, you know what I mean? Anyway, and I get that, like, a doctor can't diagnose without actually seeing a patient. I get that. Moving along. So, third appointment. I had today scheduled. I had to reschedule his vaccines, his second set of vaccines, kind of second set, half 6-month-old set, getting at 9 months. Is this hard to follow? It's hard for me to explain. So, we go to his appointment. Today, I had his appointment today. Again, I was the only one there. Guess how long I waited to see the doctor? She wasn't on lunch. Maybe she wasn't late to the building, because when I walked in, I saw the doctor and the receptionist. They were together. Hey, what's up? I'm here for my appointment. How long did I wait in the waiting room? 20 minutes. What are you setting up the room? Are you making coffee for I don't know what you're doing. Why did I wait 20 minutes? There was no one else there. Anyway, so I was kind of annoyed at that fact. I was like, is this just your process here? Just to make us wait? I don't know. Anyway, so we get in the room, and she's like, well, he's congested. I was like, yeah, he's getting over his cold, so he's still a little congested. And, do you have any recommendations? And she asked, did you bring a shot record? I said, no, I brought it last time, and then you gave him shots. And she goes, oh, well, we need his shot record before we give him any shots. Shouldn't you have that already? Because I brought it my first visit, and then you gave him shots, so shouldn't you have that in your system? Do I need to bring my shot record every time? I don't know. Didn't really get into that, because she obviously started checking his vitals and was like, oh, well, we can't give him the shots because he's congested, and I guess that's a thing. You can't give a baby shots if they're sick, which I mean, he wasn't like visibly sick, but he just has a bit of congestion in his chest. So this is what she recommends. Do you have a nebulizer? Well, my 6-year-old has a nebulizer, and we give it to her occasionally when she really needs it. She had pneumonia. She got over that, but sometimes when the seasons change, she needs her nebulizer. She has a hard time catching her breath at nighttime. She wakes up, yada, yada. Oh, well, you should give it to him. My 9-month-old baby? You want me to give a nebulizer to? So I was like, oh my gosh. So then I was like, okay, well, maybe it will help his congestion. Maybe, I mean, obviously she's a doctor. She's right. That will help. But is it necessary for a 9-month-old to get okay, first of all, if you don't know what a nebulizer is, a puff of albuterol, like an inhaler. A nebulizer is like taking 9 puffs. And you know how many she told me to give Wentworth? 3 a day. 3 nebulizer treatments a day. I was like, what? That's crazy. I mean, he'd be bouncing off the wall. He wouldn't sleep. That's so much albuterol. So I called my husband when I got out of there. Oh, and when I got out, they were like, oh, do you want to schedule your next time to come in for the shots? I was like, no. I was like, I'll call you when I have my planner. But I called my insurance company and I was like, please change my provider because I'm not happy. Anyway, so I wanted to ask you guys, if you have little ones dealing with congestion, have you ever given them a nebulizer treatment? Is this normal practice? I haven't even Googled it yet because in my mind, I'm like, his body will heal. It's not waking him up at night. It's not bad to the point where I think he needs it. It's not to the point where he can't breathe. It's not, if I had to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the least, 10 being the worst, his congestion is at a 2. That's it. And she wants me to feed all this medicine into his body. I don't know, maybe it's just me being dumb. Like, am I being dumb for not giving him the medicine? Listen, I went to school to become a nurse. I love medicine. I love that it's there for people when they need it. I have it. My daughter has it. I give it to her when she needs it. I don't think that my 9-month-old baby boy needs 3 treatments of nebulizer. Anyway, long story short, would you be okay with this? / have you ever done it before? Given a baby a nebulizer treatment? / is your pediatrician like this, where you wait, see her for 2 minutes, and then pay a bill? You know what I mean? And basically not get much help? / they don't have their records straight. They don't have their stuff together. The second time I went there, they had to, like, they didn't know his name. I was like, isn't he in your system? I made the appointment. Like, you don't, his name is Wentworth. Like, and then I had to give him all the information again. I was like, are your computers down? Is something going on? Anyway, again, long story short, I'm not happy with Wentworth's pediatrician. So we're switching it, obviously. Doing my best right now. I'm waiting on a call back from the insurance company. But, yeah, I guess I just wanted to come on here and, like, vent a little bit and seriously get your opinion. Have you guys gone through, like, bad pediatrician? She's not a bad doctor. Maybe it's just me being nice and being like, oh, she's a good doc. I don't know. But my experience with her hasn't been good. You know what I mean? Okay. Rewinding, fast forwarding, whatever, other side note. I will say, if I was a first-time mom and I didn't know better, I would have been like, nebulizer treatment. Okay. Gone home and given him nebulizer. You know what I mean? Without even knowing the side effects of, because she didn't explain to me what it was or, yada yada. Maybe she just assumed I knew all of that because I had one. I don't know. It's all just so crazy and my thoughts are jumbled. My feelings are jumbled. I do know one thing for sure. I hope to never go back to that office again. Not that I had like a traumatic experience. I just don't think that my experience with her has been helpful. Anyway, so needless to say, Wentworth still behind on his 6-month shots. He's 9 months old. He's doing great. And hopefully I will show you a bunch of footage of him because he's super cute and super lovable. Other than that, everything's doing great. He is a tall, skinny boy, just like his dad. My phone's ringing. Sorry if that's annoying. He is a tall, skinny boy, just like his dad. He's 20 pounds and he's 29 inches tall, 30 inches tall, somewhere around there. And I'll have to look it up because this, again, my doctor doesn't give me like percentages on, oh, he's in this percentile, which my other pediatrician used to do that. But last time I looked, he was like 90th percentile for height and like 50th for weight. Not all of my kids have always been like chunky and tall, and Wentworth is like skinny and tall. So I don't know. We'll see. He's probably going to have his dad's frame, which is tall and skinny. So super long-winded, but I hope you enjoyed this update. Give me your advice down below on what to do. I also asked a pharmacist a while ago when I first noticed his congestion before he got full-blown sick. And the pharmacist said that there's really nothing I can do about it for babies, I guess aside from getting a nebulizer treatment. But she did say, what are those drops? Saline drops, but the ones that go in your nose, but his congestion isn't in his nose, even though I gave it to him when he was sick, and that seemed to help loosen up whatever business he was having with his sinuses. Anyway, did you hang around to the end of this video? If you did, I don't know, put the baby emoji or something. Show me some love. Show Wentworth some love. Maybe the heart emoji. I don't know. I really appreciate your guys' staying around and commenting and giving me advice. Anyway, what I was going to say before, if I was a first-time mom going here, I would have followed her advice like to the T. You know what I mean? Put blind faith in my doctors. Well, maybe I probably would have done some research because I am the same person that I am now, and I definitely don't take a doctor's word for their word. And I definitely will schedule another appointment for Wentworth to get a second opinion, at another facility. And, if that doctor is like, you know what, he needs nebulizer treatment, you need to try this out, and for him to heal, then I might give him one treatment, but definitely not 3 in one day. I think that's overkill. I've never even given my 6-year-old 3 treatments in one day. That's cray. Anyway, I'll end it now.